Blessings. I'm Jovhannah, creator of Healing Single Mothers. Super excited to be here today. I want to talk about choice and like what are you choosing, or alternatively, what are you not choosing, and how is that helping you? So one of the things that I always talk about, especially inside of the community, is like having clarity, because when you are uncertain, confused, and you just don't know what to do, it kind of leaves you stuck. You don't know what direction to go in. You're not really making active decisions. You're just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to kind of go along with the flow. But when you are clear on who you want to be and where you want to be, that kind of gives you like a map or an outline of what you need to do in order to grow, evolve, and step into that version of life for yourself. One of the things that I notice is like one of the biggest issues is that a lot of times we don't know who we want to be or where we want to be. Or it's either that we know, but we don't think we can get there. And because we don't think we can get there, we don't change our habits. We don't change the things that we do, the things that we say, the things that we are taking in, whether it's, books, music, the people that we're talking to. Everything stays the same. But in our hearts, we know we want to change. But sometimes our mind is like, psychs us out. And it's like, oh, you can't change. You've always been this way, so you're just going to stay this way. Don't worry about it. And that's not true. And so that's why I wanted to talk about making choices and having clarity, and then allowing yourself to grow and evolve beyond who you've known yourself as. So when it comes down to it, like a lot of times either you'll choose something or you won't choose something. And either way, it's making a decision. So by being mindful and actually deciding like, okay, I'm going to make this choice, or just deciding like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to make a choice at all. It's all the same. It's still, you've made a decision to do something or to not. So it really comes down to being absolutely clear on, again, like, what do you want for yourself? Who do you want to become, so that you'll know how to get there? And a lot of times we can feel like we cannot grow and evolve and become better because change is hard. And sometimes the people around you, like, they only know you as a certain version of yourself. So they may not want to see you grow and evolve. And sometimes it's not out of hate or spite. It's just like, no, you've always been this way, so this is who you're going to be. And stepping outside of whatever labels, judgments, stigmas that have been placed on you can be hard as well. Because if we start to believe in those stories, they become our narrative, they become our identity. And that's why it is so important for you to choose the stories that you believe about yourself, about what you can do in this lifetime, and about who you're able to become and what you're able to accomplish. Because if you continue to believe like the old story, then you'll never grow out of it. So knowing what you want to do. Let's say you decide that you want to be a yoga teacher. And maybe you've never practiced yoga before, but something's just like, yeah, I think I want to do that. So what steps does it take for you to become a yoga teacher? You might want to start researching that, right? Sign up for some yoga classes to see if it's even something that you like. But in order to become something, you have to do something. You can't just put it out there and just expect it to magically manifest. You have to take action. Like it says, faith without works is dead. So you can wish upon a star, you can pray, but you still have to do something in order to open doors for what it is that you want to come into your life. And by being absolutely clear on who you want to be, what you want to do, the things that you want to have, the places that you want to go, you can start to make aligned choices for yourself, for your family. So if you know that you want to buy a house, then you're going to start taking actions to align with that. You're going to start talking to realtors. You're going to start looking at your credit. You're going to start talking to your bank to see like what's available, looking into home loans and all of these different things. And you're not going to do things like maybe you saved up some money and your girls are like, hey, we're going to take a trip. And you're like, you know what? No, because I'm going to use this to buy a house. So you start making choices that are aligned with what it is that you want versus instead like, okay, like, yeah, like I'm just going to spend this money on something else. So usually what happens, right, if you know what it is that you want to do, who you want to become, you can start making those choices. So maybe you break it down into 3-month goals, 6-month goals, a year, 3, 5, 10, 15 years. And you create almost like a life plan for yourself. And I used to do this with coaching clients. We would make like a life map. We would focus on the next 3 years, break down their goals, break down like the things that they would need to do. And basically you would walk away with a guidebook of the things that you need to do. So if something is not aligned, it's not in alignment with what it is that you want to do, then you know, I'm not about to settle for this, right? So a lot of times, you know, single moms, they want to date at some point, to find a partner who can actually, you know, be what they need, right? A good, happy, healthy relationship. So if you know that is what you want, then don't settle for the guy that just wants to be friends with benefits or just wants to see where things go. Like, no, like don't settle for anything that is not in alignment with who you want to be, where you want to be, and what you want to do. And that's the key. Like a lot of times, and I think I shared this before, where there's something that we want, right? And the end goal can seem so far away that we forget about all the little things that we've done so far that have got us to where we are today. And because we're always looking at that end goal, it seems like we're never going to get there. And so maybe you start doubting yourself, you stop believing in it, or you just give up and you automatically go back to your default habits that just keep you kind of going in the same cycles and the same loops. And that is why, you know, being mindful, you have to like keep your eye on the end goal, but you also have to be grounded in the present moment so that you know the things that you're doing today will still get you there. But it allows you to appreciate the journey and not get caught up in the dang, like I'm never going to get there, or, you know, I messed up, so I'm just going to give up on my dreams because whatever. Allow yourself to be human and allow yourself to be realistic about the journey, right? Nothing really happens overnight. So it's going to take time for you to get out of the confusion. Like once you find that clarity, like, okay, this is what I want. It's a constant work to like keep your mind open to the new possibilities for yourself. So there's a lot of mindset work, affirmations, journaling, creating vision boards, and reading books and watching shows and listening to podcasts that support the version of you that you are creating. So one of the things that I say is like, you know, over here, we're all about living abundantly ever after. And that can look different for all of us. Like maybe your abundantly ever after is you started your own business or you bought a house. You're happy, you're healthy, you know, you've got all the things that you need to feel supported and loved. You have a great relationship. So whatever your abundantly ever after looks like. And for me, I just define that as having abundance in all areas of life, right? Your relationships, your family, your career, work, business, your finances, your health, your mental, emotional, spiritual. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Like your well-being overall, just all areas of your life are overflowing with abundance, with good energy and blessings, because that is truly possible. And that's why, like, I always impress upon the members in my community, like, get clear on who you want to be. And that can be the hardest thing for people to do, because all of our lives, we've had all of these stories and these beliefs and all of these things like to sift through. So to really like dream a big, expansive, abundant, just drama-free, beautiful, blissful version of your life can be hard. But when you do it, and then you start to like continue to connect into that vision, and you start to make choices that align with that vision for yourself, for your children, like everything starts to change. The choices that you make will change. The people that you connect to will change. The types of relationships you entertain will change. Your boundaries will change. Just so many different things will start to change. Sometimes it can take a little time. Sometimes you might start to see that shift happening a little bit quicker. But it all comes down to what you choose for yourself. And what you don't choose, you're still choosing in a sense. So be very mindful, especially when it comes to habits that you default things. Be mindful of those. Like, where do you see, almost like where you self-sabotage, right? So let's say like, fitness is one of my goals, like working out. I've been doing pretty good. And well, I won't say working out. Right now it's just like just moving my body daily. So I'm walking a lot more. But I know that if I go and just go on a binge of junk food, overload on like tacos and just all the things and stop working out, like that's not going to be good. Like, it's good to eat food, and I'm not a person that's like, oh, I can't eat this. I'm going to eat what I want because that's just how I am. I'm a foodie. But just making sure that I am being consistent in moving my body because that's aligned with my goals. And then I know, like, okay, I have to actively choose, like, did I dance? Did I exercise? Did I go for a walk? Like, no or yes. Because it's so easy to be like, I don't want to do this. I can choose not to do anything, and I can choose to go eat some ice cream and have some snacks instead. But that's not aligned with the vision of myself that I am working on, that I'm building and creating. So it's being mindful of like the little habits. Are you reaching, for something sweet or something healthy? Those little in the moment decisions can have the greatest impact on yourself. Because what happens when you know that you set your mind on a particular goal and you do the wrong thing or you make a mistake, we can get into a pattern where we beat ourselves up. And then those old stories, the ones that told us like, you can't do this, you can't lose the weight, you can't get the house, you can't have a healthy relationship, those stories start playing. And if you allow them to continue and start to feed into it, then it kind of like just resets you. So it's in those little magic moments of life where you're actively choosing the next version of yourself, the next version of your life, the next version of finances or relationships or parenting, right? That is where the magic happens in each moment that allows you to grow and evolve. And if you find that you are like hitting up against a wall, like there's something that's just maybe self-sabotage, self-doubt, something that is not allowing you to be great. Next month on the 11th in the Healing Circle, we're going to be talking about letting go. Especially around things that are keeping you stuck from growing, evolving, healing, and all of those things. So please click the link in my bio to join us. It's going to be an awesome experience. I really love leading healing circles. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Jovhannah, the Spiritual Love Healer. I am a spiritual healer, teacher, and I really love working with single mothers to help them heal, grow, thrive so that you can live abundantly ever after. I will see you next time. Peace.